All right. Let's get into this. The long-awaited return to Kona, a game that I am still slowly trying to figure out what it actually is. I was recently reading the description for this game, and I guess it is one of 4 parts. The second of which just recently came out. All right. Let's get into this. I think last time we got our magnet. Now I think it is time to go back to some of these houses here. I think we skipped most of these. All right. Let's see if I remember how to play this game. It has been a few weeks. Don't remember it being this snowy last time. Ooh. All right. Did the lumberjack stuff last time. I think we had to fight some wolves. Uh-oh. Was that down before? Who could say? Maybe. I very recently finished Lorelei and the Laser Eyes after I think we put probably 20 hours or so into it. And man, what a game. They really, I don't know, Samogo has kind of been crushing it kind of ever since Year Walk, and I have loved almost everything that they have done since the beginning. But holy cow, Lorelei and Laser Eyes is just a completely next level thing. So good. Natural cave. Secure your property. This is where Crying Wolf leads you? Alright. This seems a little menacing. But if you have not played Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, the very, very high level of that game is that you play as the titular Lorelei, who has laser eyes, and you go to this hotel in the middle of the German forest. And it is basically, I don't know if I would call it an escape room, but it is definitely a puzzle house.
Carl was becoming increasingly convinced that this was not normal hunting. The game that was being tracked was fearsome, so much so that the hunter didn't dare approach it. What could it be?
What could it be? And you basically go through the hotel, like slowly unlocking different rooms by solving different puzzles and everything. But it's one of those beautiful puzzle games where it's not, 20 hours of discrete puzzles. It is consistently building upon itself in some really impressive ways. I was super blown away by it, and it tells like a good, I don't know if I would call it a cohesive story, but it tells a meandering, interesting story.
Air was
Oh jeez,
right down to the bone.
this seems bad. Let's look at our notebook and ignore it.
Carl's long-standing and faithful ally had seen his share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away.
Spooky. keep that picture. I did already forget if this was going to be a spooky game or not. Okay. I think our main goal right now is still just wandering around and seeing what the hell is going on in this place.
Looks like the holes in that puzzle are there to stay. The otherworldly ice had struck again. The woman's hopes and dreams were frozen in eternity.
What you hiding in there, bud?
Was hidden under the stairs. The man grabbed his rifle. Carl felt a sense of dread in him.
Wonder if this is the same rifle guy.
Perhaps their spousal relationship had been cooling down lately. It seemed like secrecy was commonplace in this house.
What the heck is going on here?
The vision's veil was lifted, and he was back to reality. A reality
Oops,
in
there
which
goes
Giselle,
gravity.
Jill's loving spouse, was motionless, frozen in ice.
Blackmailing scheme? The small town intrigue grows. Big boss. All right. Sneaky. Why would they be repainting the whole house? Check a log in here.
The pot was cold, and the stew inside wasn't cooked. It's likely that poor Giselle was slow cooking it before she got snapped. What a waste.
Just gonna carry around this steak. Don't mind me. But I mentioned this a little bit on the last episode of Codex. I guess the most recent one that's coming out soon. Spoiler alert! It's about Bionicle.
The general store, along with several more infrastructures in the area, had been acquired by wealthy industrialist William J. Hamilton. Perhaps the village should be rechristened Hamiltown.
But my favorite thing about Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is that it is a puzzle.
Carl had seen that kind of safe before.
What?
With its double-layered security system blending letters and numbers, its code couldn't be broken by the common burglar.
We could probably brute force that, but we'll come back. But my favorite thing about Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is that it like very particularly tickles that part of my brain that just loved sophomore lit. Birdman, 1948. I know that's what it says. Okay.
It felt like old people were all these walls could see for years. The Lachances could hardly be blamed for wanting to freshen things up a bit.
But it does that wonderful thing where you walk around
There
and...
was some major revamping work underway here. The place looked barely habitable.
Ooh, Harlequin novels. Spicy.
Beautiful portrait of Gilles and Giselle, bound together by the chains of conventional love.
Little menacing. Cigarettes in your hope chest.
The cross looked after a marriage's well-being and served as a motivator to uphold the priest's sermons calling for more little worshippers on one hand and cautioning against guilty pleasures on the other. Indeed, the Lachances were still part of the God-fearing generation. A nice white coating would restore the room to its charm of olden days. Many boxes scattered about. Carl didn't need to summon his detective training to quickly figure that the Lachances had just moved in.
I'll go more film. I wish I could wear this hat.
A nice white coating would restore the room to its charm of olden days.
Yeti. That's a good fake bear. I appreciate that.
Many boxes scattered about.
Yes, yes.
Carl didn't need to summon his detective training to quickly figure that the Lachances had just moved in.
All right. Does that mean something? How many numbers? Okay. Is it just one letter? Yes. Alright. We will keep looking around. Anyway, back to Lorelei. The thing that I really appreciated is that you can kind of play that game and solve the puzzles and have a pretty good time as you figure it out and everything, but it's really fucked up. Is that snakes?
That window had seemingly been left open for a while.
Oh, just drifting snow.
Given the punishing weather,
Yikes.
it couldn't have been intentional.
But as you play it and the mystery, I guess, starts to unfold, you kind of figure out what's going on in this fun little hotel that is mostly puzzle rooms and also art. It unravels into this really interesting, like, sophomore lit kind of, you know, is this a symbol? You continue to ask yourself. And the thing that's like really impressive to me about it is that most of it is like, most of that game is like plotted in a very intentional kind of cool way that is just super impressive. And it has like a good thematic through line with like some good motifs and everything, and it's just really, really impressive. I truly enjoyed that game, and it is one of those ones where now that I have played it and finished it, there's no like going back to it. Like there's no experiencing this again. It's in that way, it reminds me a lot of The Witness. I would say that it is maybe a tighter, more interesting version of the Witness. Like the Witness puzzle mechanic is incredible, but the world of the Witness, from what I remember, is like not super. It is interesting and it is a little highfalutin, but it is mostly just a visual showpiece that has some cool puzzle mechanics to it. But man, Lorelei has it. It continues to just go in some interesting places with like how it appears visually and how it wants to subvert what you're looking at, and the recurring motifs of the different years and all of that stuff. It's cool. Like it is a real fun time, and I'm very glad that I played it and was able to see the end of it, because it feels very much like one of those very, very rare games. I mean, The Witness was 2017 maybe, something like that, and it has been that long since I've seen a puzzle game that like makes you think about the world in a different way. Like I feel like the Tetris effect of falling asleep and having dreams about Tetris because you're so into Tetris is a thing that still happens to me with The Witness, like every once in a while. And I guess if you don't know the conceit of the Witness and like the main puzzle mechanic there, I'm not gonna spoil it for you now, but just once you get to the turn or what have you of The Witness, it becomes very, very mind-bending. Like it changes how you perceive the world as you play that game, and then will have knock-on effects of how you end up perceiving your world as you play it. And I just super appreciate that. Like that is such a difficult thing to do in a game. And like, I don't know, the years 1847, 1963, and 2014 are going to be years that will, whenever I see them in books or like media, things like that, it will just always remind me of Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. And I think that is just such a cool, powerful thing that it is able to do that. It is so rare. Highly, highly endorse Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. What an incredible experience. And like the puzzles, they were, I mean, I had my my partner and I worked on it together, so we had like our pen and paper, and the two of us were enjoying it together. So we had compatriots to kind of bounce ideas off of. Like some of those puzzles can be a little obtuse, and almost always they're never as difficult as you think that they're going to be. But for the most part, we didn't get stuck on too many of them. There were a couple that we had to kind of come back to the next day and try to figure it out again. But for the most part, I feel like the puzzle design was good, and kind of, like I said, having those recurring motifs, not just in the story but also in the puzzle. You start to know the names, and you start to understand how all of the names and people are interconnected, which really helps with trying to figure out some of the puzzles in that game.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Door to your shed was open. That's a really big sign. Is that an important number? Alright, let's see what's up here. What's going on at the Roy's? This is the Roy's. It's a nice chair. Alright, what's this note? What? is getting too dangerous.
It was a classic Canadian house, except for the absent horde of kids that would normally be swarming about. Just one more move and White is checkmated. Game over. It seems the game was abandoned right before the final strike came down.
I think that there was one of those in one of the log cabins as well. Am I getting a little cold? No log. A log. Roast up a little bit. Another very good hat. Some really good spooky energy in this house. That's unfortunate. Any monsters in the closet? No, just some fire starter. I feel like maybe this is a weird thing, but just walking past this light reminded me. I feel like it with our change to LED bulbs, you don't get that really weird fluorescent,
Simone de Beauvoir, Claude Lévi-Strauss,
really
Hannah
aggressive
Arendt,
wine.
Roland Barthes. Carl was surprised by the literature filling this liberal-leaning bookcase. Could there really be intellectuals dwelling in this far-off land?
All right. Cookie jars are always too high to reach. Lots of pea soup. Another steak in here? Whoa. This is a stocked fridge we got here.
The photograph was snapped not too far from here, Carl noticed. The couple seemed to be very good friends.
I believe you.
The couple radiated something akin to lightheartedness, to freedom. Perhaps some people out there truly found a way to live happily ever after. A picture of Wilfred in his youth. Carl figured right away that the man must have been some kind of wildlife officer.
You could tell by his hat. All right. Heck yeah. Another novel page, maybe? It's really, really unfortunate book. You win if you pass go.
All manners of clothing were gone, as if the Rois drove out of town with their closet in tow.
Someone a spooky ghost in here? Nope. Whew. What do we got here? Incredible. What good art?
A murderer's diary. Carl's detective training compelled him to write some excerpts down. What sort of monster could give life to such a bizarre tale?
It's pretty messed up, dude.
Not a single weapon was left. All of them were gone.
Fire starter? Bullets. Now it's time to go to the shed. But first, the bathroom. Not the bathroom. All right. Well, listen. Is there... Oh, yeah, there is a bathroom. Well... All right. Let's see here. Just follow these wolves and see what happens. I guess so. Problem is that I'm very bad at fighting wolves. Oh my god. What is this aim? What is this? No, wrong button. Oh jeez. Do you think I can throw a stake? Equip? Alright. That did not work. Oh, did it work?
A steak alone cannot subdue a starving stomach. An appetite comes with eating.
That would be helpful to know. A magnet. I can finally use my magnet. Alright, what's this talisman? I cannot do anything with it. Alright. Well then. Some brewskis. And some matches. Alright. Well, the odds if I walk across that pond, I'll fall in. Pretty good, right? It was unlocked. Flare. Still haven't used those yet. All right. I mean, there is a gap in that over there. Let's see what's up. Can I go up here? No. So far, I feel like we are not getting nearly as much progress as the last time. But I guess I did not get stuck trying to get into a general store for 20 minutes. So, progress, all the same. Where are we at? Let's see. Okay. We don't want to go all the way over there. So we'll go back to our truck. We do still have to figure out the, whatever that puzzle was on that safe. Which I'm sure I just absolutely missed the clue to, but... What do we got? Bottles. Some beers. Some cigarettes. What do we got? Dump that. Feels important. What's the water give me? Just a tiny bit of sanity. All right. Let's I guess go to the next house. Oh, I forgot I cannot check the map while I am driving my Chevrolet. Have to awkwardly just get out of the car. Can I look down? Nope. Alright, let's look at the map real quick before we go somewhere we don't want to go. We'll get it right one of these days. Alright. I guess this is the... Do we miss a house? Oh, I think we missed a house. I don't remember missing a house. Alright, let's check it out. Let's see if there's another one down here that we missed. Did we miss this house? It appears that we did. We did miss this house. Okay. We'll come back to that, I guess.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Alright. Because there's a bit of a treasure hunt in the lumberjack zone. Alright. Next, house. Let's do this. Show me what spooky stuff you got in here. So far, nothing spooky.
A true Catholic always strives to keep lowly temptations at bay. Obviously, Carl thought, someone in this house wasn't doing a good job at upholding the Holy Bible's teachings.
I especially love the use of a hand plane on a bike tire. Great usage. Spooky. The door is closed when it was opened. The garden has seen better days.
What was even the point of locking your door if everyone hid their key in the same place? Carl was starting to feel like his investigator life lacked challenge. The house smelled like incense, the kind that reminds you of the good Lord, of peace.
So curious what that smells like. Just frankincense and myrrh.
Religion was very influential throughout Quebec many years ago. Indeed, it was surprising that Carl did not come across a single chapel since arriving here.
Dun dun dun. Is there a wood pile somewhere? Someone over here? No. Oh, where? Oh.
An aging car was parked here. Carl could picture the notary's heavy sedan with a huge back seat large enough to fit the whole family.
The notary? See, big old wood pile over here. Oh, dang it. How are you supposed to heat up this house? They're really layering on the Kodak film, which makes me feel like I should be taking 5 times as many pictures as I am.
The perfect cookie-cutter Catholic family, most likely attending church every Sunday.
Yes, yes, I know you're cold, friend.
Who knew that giraffes thrived in the North Pole? The craze for toys was stupefying.
Don't know if I talked about this last time, but this household has had several Sophie the giraffes. Our cats particularly like eating plastic.
Appeared to be closely related.
And we lost our first Sophie just out in the wild somewhere, like you do. The kid just hooked it into the distance, probably, and just disappeared forever.
The empty cradle sent an eerie feeling down Carl's spine.
That's spooky.
Minutes ago, someone just grabbed the baby and made a run for it.
But the second Sophie the giraffe lasted for a while, but had its ears chewed off because one of our cats just absolutely loved munching the heck out of it. And then, so it no longer squeaked. So we just had a sad Sophie the giraffe that if you put your 2 fingers on top of its ears, it would do a wheezing squeak at you, which is
The
pretty
Templars
rough.
had vacated the premises. Carl gathered they would be of no help.
That's cryptic.
Dream catchers originated from First Nations legends. They were used to trap nightmares.
And then inevitably that Sophie the giraffe, well, its wounds got worse. The cats were hard to keep at bay on that one and ended up really chunking it up. So we got a third one, and the third one made it until we ended up putting it away and moved on to other toys. But it's just very funny to see a very recognizable giraffe out in the wilds of a 1970s Canadian video game.
Shame that the family had bailed. Carl would have had a few questions for Jean-Luc, a close friend of Hamilton's.
Dad's garden shed. Oh, I think we did that already. Alright, we might need to go sit in the truck and assess some leads here. Just really spooky sound design in this game. I can't tell if it's on purpose or not. Alright, I think let's go to general store and figure out what's going on. Should figure out that treasure map. Still need to figure out that safe. Alright. Use that gas can. That sounds familiar. Let's go in here and get all warmed up. There was a heater in here somewhere. Oh, the heat is on. All right. Let's take a look at this journal. Not under this very harsh light. All right. Did that. Crashed. What we got here? Hmm. I have certainly done this out of order. Hmm. Very weird ice. Looks like a couple more houses to visit. Chance. Definitely should have taken a picture of that arrow. Whoops. Hmm. Didn't take a picture of him imprisoned in ice, I guess. We should go do that real quick. I think that's this guy right out here. Pretty sure. Did he disappear, maybe? Nope, there he is. Alright, camera. Oh, that's haunting. Did that do anything? No. Does that picture show up, do you think? A cold mystery. Oh yeah, there it is. I got the lady. Do think that there was someone in that lumberjack camp that I should have got a picture of. Yes, very strange. Okay. Put that camera away. Now, where should we go? Hop in the truck. First, we will look at the map. I guess we have all these houses to go. Let's go to the doctor. Doctor or treasure map? Treasure map? Treasure map. Oh, this is inscrutable. Alright. All the way at the end of the log cabins. I don't necessarily love the good old radial menu there. Feels like there could have been a better way. Maybe put all that stuff on there. Like a list. I think what I'm looking for is a list. Ooh. Oh, dang. Let's go. That's the good stuff. Seems like a thing in media all the time that cars just are constantly driving into stuff, and it feels like one of those real things that you never really get to experience in adult life, is just ramming into an object to slowly make it open. Feels like things in the good old 70s and 80s, or I guess mostly just Law and Order. Maybe it's just Law and Order that I'm thinking. Just really makes it seem like you're always driving through fences in high-speed chases, and just doesn't really happen these days. What do we got here? All right. What are we going to find? If you were potentially a child hiding a thing for a friend as part of a treasure map, where would you hide it? Let's see, documents. Maybe there is a path off of the thing. It's definitely not marked on the map, right? No. Always bring the truck. Always bring the truck. Uh-oh, did I get my truck stuck? Alright. Let's see what we got here. There's those other cabins. Alright, we're at the bend. We just go straight and turn a little bit.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Yes, Carl. Quit your whining. I'm pretty sure this is where I was before. Guess it would kind of help if I knew what exactly I was looking for. Anything in these trees that go further in here? No. Are there any clues in here? begins at his place. Does that mean I need to start there and drive over this way? This is my least favorite kind of thing. I don't know if I'm missing something or not. Alright, well, let's get back in the truck, I guess. Sure would like to solve that safe. Alright. Actually, while I'm here, I'll just pick up some logs. You warm up in this cabin? Oh? What are the odds I took a picture of this one? There we go. I was editing the podcast the other day, and I just figured I would throw something on real quick and casually listen back to it. And I played through probably the first hour and a half or so of the original Mirror's Edge just on a whim. And you know, people don't say this, but dang, that's a good game. It's like definitely not my kind of game. It, like, the parkour and everything just doesn't really, I don't know, it's not for me. I feel like there's a little bit of like Xbox 360 era finickiness to it that isn't super fun sometimes, but it's a pretty good time. I enjoyed going back to it. I got, I think, about as far as I did last time, which was not super far. You got to the like wrestler guy who is like a bodyguard or something, but it was fun. I forgot about the whole jump on the bumper buttons and slide and all of that stuff. It was a good time. I enjoyed playing through it. I have Catalyst downloaded. I've been meaning to jump into it, but just have the awful brain thing where I feel like I need to play the original first. I've been meaning to look into it to do like a Codex episode on it, but it seems that Mirror's Edge is a little, while it is kind of my particular favorite kind of cool dystopia, that I feel like is never really depicted anymore. The like stark white Apple Store looking dystopia. It's very cyberpunk these days. It does not seem like Mirror's Edge has that much lore when it comes to like background stuff. It's mostly just a cool parkour playground. There's a little bit of it in Catalyst from what I saw just digging through it, but I don't know, there's a whole thing that comes up in the, I guess, like in an elevator, and like an elevator panel that scrolls by while you're in a loading screen in the first game about the November riots. Like, who is November? And then it just, from what I was reading at least, it just really doesn't go anywhere. It's just like a cool, here's a weird thing that we put together for some world building, and that's it. I kind of wish that there was more of that stuff in there. Mostly just kind of wish that there was more to Mirror's Edge. Like, I feel like for a while there, EA was was given some games some chances. And I think they tried to reboot it in a way that really didn't sit well with people, which is unfortunate because it's a cool world. It like seems interesting. I think it just suffered from the EA of it all. Inventory's full, huh?
There should be a law forbidding doctors from falling sick.
Be back soon. Emergency in town.
In spite of Dr. Beaupre's goodwill, the place didn't look much like a physician's office. It could easily be mistaken for a sewing shop.
I don't know about that. Seems a little rude. Are there lights? Where is a light switch? He does not have lights in here. Doesn't seem good for a clinic.
For the one-eyed, or for other vision problems, the eye patch was the way to go.
What a weird piece of dialogue. I already have the magnet on a string. I feel like they're really laying it out that we're going to use this magnet on a string a ton, and I think I've only used it twice now.
Carl got the trembles as he imagined the excruciating pain that kind of scalpel could no doubt inflict. Within these miserable walls, patients probably felt more like in a slaughterhouse than in a doctor's office.
The scale, my nightmare. History buff doctor. All right. Judgy. Man, I just want one of those hats, you know? Let me wear one of the hats.
A chamber pot. Fortunately for Carl, inspecting it wouldn't further this particular investigation.
What do we got here? Oh, the Communist Manifesto.
A communist manifesto. Only a few years ago, this type of allegiance meant prison time. And even at present, the Western world was very wary of the Soviet threat. Why would the doctor own such a book?
Good question. Oh, yikes.
Someone had lost a few liters of blood here. Carl's first thought had been a lumber accident, someone's hand cut by a saw, or a hunting accident. In any case, whoever had lost all this blood couldn't have gone far. Perhaps they were already dead. The good doctor, flanked by his beautiful spouse. Pure happiness, captured on cardstock. Carl recognized this woman's soulful eyes.
Oh, that's
Was
the
it
lady.
Dr. Beaupre, who had hit him head-on at the village border. Nobody kills a rich patient to start a revolution. It didn't make any sense. He had to dig deeper still to understand. Luckily, that was Carl Faubert's specialty. Doctors used light-reflecting frontal mirrors to look inside the patient's cavities. That was a bit unsettling. But back then, it was pretty much always the case with medicine.
Huh. A way to kill him, cure him is to kill him? Hmm.
There was no doubt that the doctor and Hamilton knew each other very well.
Hmm. That was the good doctor leaving to have a bit of a an alibi for getting out of here. 'Cause that other doctor is injured in another town? Or was that just not true? There's gonna be a wolf in the outhouse. Always could use some duct tape. Alright. We're gonna scoot on.
Carl felt like he knew the doctor now. His belongings had spoken lengths about him. But what Carl had heard worried him.
Alright. Let's go. Let's go to the next house. These cul-de-sacs are not good enough to go around. You gotta really wide turn it. Alright, let's go see Old Rosaire. I'll go up this way. There's some fire in this house coming out of the chimney. Are we about to meet a human being, maybe? Jesus.
Oh, mon bonhomme! Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'un étrange retentisse par ici. Moi te dire, je prends plus de chance depuis que ça rôde dans ce bout-là. J'ai ma carabine au bout du doigt, et puis bang, 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 si ça s'approche.
All right, dude.
Si tu veux du linge chaud, parce que t'es habillé comme un gars de la ville, je dirais pas non à une bonne bouteille de caribou. Puis tu pigeras ce que tu voudras par mon guinée.
Do I have a bottle of caribou?
C'est vrai, le jeune, que tu te promènes quasiment en bobette. Une bonne police, ça te ferait pas de tort. Mais je vais te dire une chose. Dans ton coin de pays, comme par ici, on n'a rien sans rien. Il est où, mon caribou?
Is this an important bottle? Is this dude just gonna blast me? What's going on here?
Vois-tu le livre, là? C'est le Wendigo. Ouais, le Wendigo. Un guerrier qui devient un loup pour se venger de sa grosse peine. Et
That's probably fine. Nothing to worry about.
moi la belle rose là-dessus, qui se donne au yard sur le mercredi des cendres. Si tu peux, effrayant, je puisse histoire, là. Ah, la belle pétarade. En 17 que c'était. Et le
What a
caillou,
smoke
il se fiait,
fest.
moi, avec ma belle carabine. Bang, bang, que je lui disais. Bang, bang, bang. Ah, le bon temps. Dans mon temps, c'était comme sur l'image. On était vrais, fiers, forts, puis on avait le bon lieu de notre bord. Mon beau bonnet du beau temps. Puis ma ceinture, où ce que je glissais mon flasque. Le monde tournait plus rond quand on s'habillait tout de même.
Who is this guy?
Hé, la Corriveau, Batèche, ça te passe l'envie de te marier, la Corriveau. Elle tuait tous ses maris, squick, les uns après les autres. Pas de pitié dans le mariage.
Just robbing this guy. Don't mind me. What's in here, friendo? Nothing?
Touche pas à ça, l'enfant, tu pourrais te faire mal. Ben oui, une couche. Tu peux-tu tout faire en même temps, toi?
I'm always partial to a sassy grandpa, I guess.
Oyez, 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 il y a un petit gars d'écarté dans ma maison.
Who are you talking to?
C'est encore beau. Tout ce qui est vieilli est bien meilleur.
All right. Let's find out if this caribou is the beer, or if he's looking for something a bit more intense.
Tu m'amènes un bon galon de caribou, puis on devient amis. Sinon, tu sors avant que je te sorte.
Okay, that's a different booze. It's what is this? Empty bottle. Don't really have anything to use these bullets for right now, so we'll just put those away. All right. Don't have the key. Is there like a distillery somewhere? Why does this guy have a brand that he prefers, but gives me an empty bottle? Oh, also there's this road here that I have not gone down. Alright, let's go to these other houses real quick, and then we will call it. I feel like we have not made a lot of progress on the main mystery here, and mostly just found an old man who needs some booze and a safe that I'm concerned I have the answer for but cannot put together.
Harsh reality that his body also needed nourishment, especially in the dead of winter.
Just really in the gathering pieces. Getting all the clues together. This mystery. Let's go see what's up with this ice. Do we follow the wolf prints? Kind of going all over the place. A cave. That's probably fine. Nothing to be concerned about.
The cold seemed to be more brutal here than anywhere else. It seeped into bones and into every breath to get to the heart until it stopped. Carl needed to be dressed in warm clothes to survive.
I guess we now know why we need the jacket. Alright, to the next house. Do we miss one? No, we're coming up on it now.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Just getting all that sanity juice back. Is there a mailbox? Did I miss a mailbox? No. Maybe. Not a great sign. House of the Patriot. It's my favorite Metal Gear game. What does the Patriot have here? Just a lot of copper tubing. And should I know what that flag is?
With a homemade shooting range such as this, it wasn't hard to imagine a stray bullet ending its course inside the flesh of an unsuspecting passerby. Granted, Carl thought, there wasn't much in the way of passersby around here.
Except for that one lady. Alright.
The place looked more like a pigsty than a house. A heavy stench of curdled milk, cheap alcohol, and boiled cauliflower filled the air.
Judgy.
Rock music invaded the minds of men even in the remotest of places.
That feels like you're not allowed to do that, but whatever.
So there's that going for them.
Now I want to see what else is under here.
Back then, in Africa and elsewhere, people were ready to take up arms to stand against the yoke of English imperialism. In Montreal, mailboxes were blown up, abductions were carried out, and violent manifestos were distributed to media outlets. But around here, in the great northernmost, all a man could do is curse out loud against a faraway evil and pray for the revolution to arise. That man, by any reckoning, was from that very stock.
Correct. The college ethos. What do we got here? always empty. Hmm.
You had to be out of your mind to cook up white whiskey at home. The all-surrounding stench of alcohol alone was probably enough to gas a man to death.
Now, what additional concoction do I need?
The rag reeked of fermented vomit. Carl wondered how one could bear to live in such gross and horrid conditions.
Oh, a recipe?
Carl now knew how to quench the drunkard's thirst.
Sherry wine. I do not think I have any of that. Alright, well. Who do we think has some sherry wine? Are you sherry wine? No. Are you sherry wine? No. Is there... Let's see where this goes. It's just gonna lead me to that cave, probably. Yeah? Alright, let's go to one more house.
Carl had at any point wished to get his hands on some caribou. He couldn't have wished for better than a distillery like this one.
Yes, I just now need that wine. That's good stuff right there, put in his arm. Yep, love that. Alright. Let's go check this out. Are you sherry wine? Where are these wolves going? Just disappear? Oh, there's some more prints. Alright, back to the truck. We'll go back to the truck, check out this one last house, and then I think we're probably going to get out of here for the afternoon. Less mystery solving than I had originally expected. Oh, alright. I don't really believe that this is a cul-de-sac, but Maybe that is.
Sometimes, and especially around here, people are so possessive with their land, as a dog is with hydrants.
Sometimes I wish I knew French. One spark plug. Some more ice up here. I think it's this way. Let's see. Yeah, that is nothing. Oh. Good old music change. I have to go back there in a second. Oh, some wolves. Let's get out our handy dandy steak. Here you go, little wolfies. Hey, Scram.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
For real? Whew. Thought it was gonna eat me for sure. Is there anything down here? Definitely. A gravestone. A gate. A dug up grave. Spooky.
And the shape of the hole in the ground left no room for doubt. Someone had been buried here. Someone whose life had been taken with blunt force. Where was the body now? Why had it been buried, only to be dug up later? Carl felt as though he was shrouded in fog.
Why indeed, Carl? Anything on the... Nope. Okay. What do we got here? Well, well, well. Should I have stopped at that house previously? Yes, I should have. This is the... This is what befalls you. Interesting, a satellite dish. Secret project.
That large antenna in the middle of the path, undoubtedly ideal in attempting to communicate with little green men, was quite awkwardly placed.
Sure was.
There had to be a lever to control it, maybe behind it. Carl would have to figure out how to reach it.
Some good music cues there. Are we off the map now? Oh, not yet. Let's pull this lever.
The machine seemed to work. Carl sent out an SOS. No reply.
Really? I have to go all the way around? Alright. Nothing. I still don't like how those bags open. Dang. Alright, let's check out the secret project and then we'll get out of here. I'm curious about what's going on. Maybe this will actually illuminate some stuff. There's like some pretty intense work going on here for a secret project.
Electric terminals appeared to be linked together, but for what purpose?
A wire puzzle, huh? Oh, jeez. All right, let's do this. What do we need? Need negative from this blue wire. Goes over this way. Alright, well that's right. And this blue wire needs to be positive.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Did we do it? No, we did not do it. Oh, well that's because I did the wrong one. What does that do? Alright, did that do it? No.
Carl rejoiced at the unexpected source of heat, but not as much as his freezing hands.
Alright. We can figure this out. There we go. Nice and warmed up. Alright, so. This wire goes over here, spins around and around in a circle, goes over this way. This one needs to be negative. Alright. We got that. All these go to. What's this relay? Alright. Now we need to follow this plus sign. Goes up here. Down there. It's over this way. And that one should be plus. Which means this red one is negative. Also negative. Is that good? I don't know. Where does yellow one go? Yellow one is positive. Oh, jeez. I think it's this one, this way. Also positive. Green. That one on the ground. This green one. And this blue is now positive. Well, that's wrong. Does all the negative current have to be going into this one? Is that maybe? This is a riveting conclusion to what we were doing here. Red won't go. Alright. That red goes nowhere. This blue. Also goes nowhere. This green goes nowhere. What about this yellow? What's up with this yellow? Under. Disappears for a bit, comes around this way. Alright, nothing out of that yellow. Negative to negative. Positive to positive blue. Does that yellow not actually go anywhere? Let's see. Might need to actually get out a pen and paper for this one. Alright. Negative there, negative there, positive to this yellow. It's positive there, negative to this red. Where's this red go? There we go. It's negative, positive to this blue. Well, that is confusing and disappointing. Is there any friendly hint? Nothing? What if we just... No sound cues. Okay. Spin this guy around. Or we've fully reached the just trying things out. Yes.
Open sesame.
That's what we love to hear.
So that's where the generator key was hiding. All that was left was to use it. At last, so big an effort for an oh so tiny piece of metal.
I think I skipped something. Let's go see what we can find. It's real rickety. No guardrails here. Seems like a mistake. At this point, I just want to unlock this, the snowmobile. What's the snowmobile for? Can we go zooming in the snowmobile around here? Stomp, stomp, stomp. All right. Let's go see what this is all about. A spooky mystery. Oh no.
Another worrisome victim of this ice. This one seemingly petrified in action. The poor man, before being frozen solid, seemed to have been defending the entrance to his cabin.
All right.
From what?
From a Wendigo, it seems like. All right. Is there something else I was supposed to do in here? Oh, what's up there? Is that a fish? Throw a fish up there?
Something very important must have been in there for the man to take such time and effort to hide it. But Carl didn't know how to reach it.
Yes. Absolutely repair the
Week
spaceship.
of October 5th, thought Carl. That was this week. The plug should have been here by now. It was an indisputable fact that machines like this entailed a level of intellectual finesse that Carl was lacking.
I do get the sense that maybe I just did something poorly. Good jaunty music. The background here.
The very first steps of man on the moon were made more than a year ago. The event had surely captivated the mechanic's mind, for him to still keep this around. To all appearances, Carl concluded, the owner of the place had moved more essentials from his house inside the garage. Peculiar man indeed.
What did blowing up the spaceship get me? One headlight. Okay.
Carl had a hunch that there had got to be a plan somewhere that could help him put this thing back together.
Does Carl also think that maybe, just maybe, there's some sherry wine around here somewhere?
What good was a motorless car? The mechanic sure had an odd way to go about repairing things. The milk was sorted by color, from the whitest to the
Gross.
greenest, or in other words, from the freshest to the sourest.
All right, what do we got in here?
Roswell, Atamipek, same story. Large deserts conducive to extravagant follies. These scribblings were undoubtedly the mark of a tormented mind. Something wasn't right in the poor mechanic's head.
Maybe they're moon rocks. Ah, yeah, your classic tinfoil hat.
Weird stuff. Kind of a crossing between a colander and a hairdryer. What was it for? To play telepath? To protect against nuclear waves?
To go check, but I'm pretty sure I have all the skis.
Carl deducted this was a map of the area. Were those pins pointing to places of interest?
Yeah, that's the Icy Cavern, Secret Project. I think I know what that one is.
Carl deducted this was a map of the area. Were those pins pointing to places of interest?
It's right behind the general store, I think. Oh, another cave. Yep, okay. Good deal.
The man has a passion for intergalactic things. Back then, people were obviously scared of the Russian atomic bomb, but an invasion by extraterrestrials was a legit fear as well. Seems like the mechanic had made his choice.
Rice Crunchies.
If some daring person could manage to get their hands on the missing parts, Carl was willing to bet that the craft would have taken flight. Carl hadn't lived up to his good finder reputation. He still hadn't found any of the wealth contained in Lamotte's lands.
Correct, it is unnecessary at this time.
By following the plan, Carl was led to believe that the snowmobile's parts had to be scattered about in the vicinity.
Find me some handlebars.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Another headlight. There you go. Where could that track be?
Perhaps someone was expecting an important call. In any case, that person's in for a long wait. Carl already noticed that telephone services weren't provided in this area.
Promising. No.
Carl had no idea how to interpret a message like that. On the surface, it seemed like he had one half too many of this puzzle. Enough to know he shouldn't take this testimony as gospel. The entire thing, being some punishment for a murder committed by Hamilton, seemed like an outlandish theory. Carl was doubtful.
Is there a chimney in here somewhere? Oh my god. I left them close by. Okay. Like how close, bud? Snowmobile track is not something that you usually leave in here. Garlic. Keeping the vampires out. Ugh. It's rough not being able to find this track. All right. Oh. Classic.
A bit of gas, and new spark plug and a key, and this thing would run perfectly. All he needed to do now was to find all that.
Great news. Got a gas can in the truck. And maybe a key? Do we have a key? Oh, break the lock. Look at that.
Carl still wasn't done with the mechanic's place.
Time to gas this boy up. Yes, 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 yes. Let's do this. Yes. Why do I need another vehicle? What?
The mechanic was still frozen, and Carl had everything he needed, so he felt ready to leave.
Oh, everything's in here. That's nice. Alright, well, listen. We did not get that old man his caribou. I do not have a winter jacket. But we do have a snowmobile now, and also a truck. Feels weird to have two vehicles, but you know.
It was so cold already.
So
Carl
it goes.
could not feel his toes anymore.
I think that will do it for us today, though. I think we made some progress finally. Maybe someday we'll figure out what that safe is. Yeah, and until then, I think we're gonna head out. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time when hopefully we finish this or get closer to getting that old man some booze and going in that cold cave. All right, see ya.